How you doing, guys? My name is Ramell Frederick. I am a denim repair specialist, chain stitching aficionado, just all-around denim lover. I've been into the denim repair field for the last 4 years, and I've picked up a couple of tips here and there. A lot of things through the machine and a couple of things through the hand mending, and I'll be showing you a couple of hand mending skills today. First off, I'm gonna show you my tools. What I'd like to start with is making sure that I have my needles, both a short and a long one. I think they measure about 2.5 to 1.5 inches. Long ones are for the long stitching that we'll be doing, and the short ones are for the quick turnarounds that we'll be doing. Next, we have long thread, and we have a little bit shorter thread. One's a little off-white, one's a little optic white. I think we'll be going with the off-white thread today to match the off-white thread in the weft of my jeans. So today I will be fixing my Acne denim jeans. These are 11-year-old jeans. I got them in 2007, 2008. They've held up pretty well. First, you're gonna start with laying out your jeans flat, making sure that you can see the hole as far as big as it is. Then you will take your transplant fabric, and you can do it on the front, the inside, the outside, it doesn't really matter. Right now you're just measuring up to see how much space you need to cut. I'd say give yourself about 1.5 to 2 inches above, below, and on either side of the hole. Next, what you'll want to do is now flip it inside out. Lay everything flat. Grab your transplant fabric, place it over the hole, and just, press it down, making sure that it's nice and even. Your next thing you'll have to do is to keep the fabric and the transplant fabric and the denim both, what's the word I'm looking for? Stable, yes. You gotta keep some handy safety pins around. These are just a bunch of regular push pins, but just don't stab yourself and you'll be fine. So now we're gonna work at stabilizing the transplant fabric to the back of the jeans that we are repairing. A couple of little pins all around just to keep it in one place. So now we're going to flip the jean back to the front side. And this is what our transplant fabric will look like. With no repair yet. What I'm going to be doing with this jean is, I don't know the exact terminology for it, but essentially what I'll be doing is flipping down the raw edge that's ripped to give it a nice clean edge all around the denim. What you can do to make it a little bit easier for yourself is to clip off any excess threads. So I stated at the beginning, there are two types of needles, the short needle and the long needle. The short needle is what we'll be utilizing today. The next portion, you'll take your thread and your needle, get a little bit of knot at the end, just one twist around, should all you do. Pull it as far down to the end as you can, and that's about it. Again, so what I said earlier is that we'll be doing a clean repair. So what I'll do is take and fold under or fold back all the raw edging. Makes it nice and clean. If you have an iron, it's always good to iron these parts down being that it will help it stay better. But if you don't, you know, just give it a little bit of pressure. You'll always want to start with the thread and the needle on the inside of the jean coming out, because the knot and all the little frayed ends will stay on the inside. Make sure the outside is clean. So the type of stitching that I'll be doing today is just a simple saddle stitch, I guess is the terminology for it. It's just a quick up loop around the edge to keep it from unraveling, and we're gonna make this all nice and clean. So you'll go into the jean, make sure you get underneath the transplant fabric. And you can start anywhere around, doesn't really matter, it's all up to you. But I generally like to start at a nice clean edge. For this type of stitch, I'd say go down maybe about 1/4 inch from the folded back edge. Pull it all the way up and through. Your next thing is going to be really simple. Again, what you're going to do is take your thread, maybe go on a slight bit of an angle, not too much. And now stab it through the transplant fabric, up and underneath, through again through the denim as like you did the first stitch, and bring it right back through. To essentially make a little crossover or diagonal stitch like that. And then we're just gonna take and go, pull it tight and go all the way around the entire hole. Again, make sure your fabric is stable so that you don't have a wonky repair. And let's do it. Through the transplant denim, underneath the thread, the stitch you just made, about 1/2 inch to 1 centimeter away from the stitch, and pull through. Again, through the transplant denim, underneath the stitch you just made, about 1/4 inch to a centimeter away, and pull. And essentially, we're just going to keep on saddling this around and around until we get all the way around the hole. The last couple of stitches. Now we're just going to close it off by going back through the top. What we're going to do is grab the first pair of threads that we're dangling and just tie them with the excess that is there now. Pull it tight and then clip off the excess. There you go. So now what we have is our repaired jean, but you know, a little bit excess fabric. Take out the pins. You have all this excess fabric. All right. So yeah, now we can just cut around the jean. Taking off any excess. Like I said, all you need is about a good inch or a 1/2 inch after you've done the repair. All the rest is, you know, you save it for another repair. Maybe a smaller hole. You don't have to toss it. And there you have it. A nice repaired Sashiko knee. Something that should hold up for time. You won't have to have your knee flopping through the fabric. You know, you could always choose a fabric that's going to be either a little bit more tonal to the jean that you have, or if you're really feeling funky, you know, get something checkered or with a nice print.